Welcome everyone to Viewer Beware month 15, I think it is.
I'm not counting.
All good?
I'm not counting.
This is a bit of a nostalgic episode for us because it is raining.
Ugh.
We had a pretty good streak going. I think 12 months.
Nah,
No, maybe...
it was definitely not 12 months.
No, because it was only the first 2 months that it was raining.
Nah, I refuse to believe. The
Ah.
rain, I hate the rain. It always fucking gets in the way, and it's like a running gag where I get mad at filming because it's fucking raining.
But, I mean, like, how are you feeling this month? How did you
Not
like
good.
these books? Yeah,
Not good.
It was not a good month for Goosebumps.
We kind of nosedived again.
Yeah, last month was really good.
And we suffered for it this month.
Yeah, we had a deal, a Faustian bargain, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
We got 2 Goosebumps books that we liked. One of them we were like, yeah, it was
Just
okay.
went-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get these 2 now.
Man, Moose Deuce again.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Moose Deuce 2.
I definitely prefer 3 to 2.
Yeah, but that's the only nice thing really to say about it. And then Beneath the Sink is just that.
We'll get to that one.
So do you want to get right into it? Get this over with?
Yeah, sure.
So Moose Deuce 3, we are following Evan again. Evan is back, the king himself. And it's like, it's just 2 again. We're just continuing on with 2. What's the girl's name again? She's like my
Andy.
favorite, Andy.
Yeah, she's unlikable again.
She's just Andy again, but like the Flanderized Andy again. Conan's still around?
Yeah.
I was not expecting to see Conan again. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not that I like Conan, but it's like, it's good that like...
It's continuity.
It's continuity. It's
Yeah.
like, what happened in number 2 did matter in some way.
Unlike Monster Blood 1's ending mattering with Monster Blood 2.
Oh, dude. I kind of miss the spontaneous witch, kind of. But what happens in Monster Blood 3 is Evan is taking up babysitting for his cousin, whose name is Kermit. His cousin's name is Kermit. And he's a shitty little kid. He's your snot-nosed little, like glasses brat. He's Sheldon. He's Sheldon. Kermit is Sheldon. And he's like this little inventor kid who's always inventing some shit. He invents something, and he throws it on Evan, because he's always starting shit for Evan. And Evan's shirt starts to shrink. And it's like, haha, I invented shrinking formula. He's cool. And like, that's his quirk, that he's a bitch and he's an inventor.
I was kind of comparing him to Grool as well. He's got
Guru?
he's got his own like weird
Wait till
little
you see
things.
who I compare him to later.
Alright.
So Evan's hanging out with Andy. He's getting bullied by Conan. And then he's got fucking Kermit being a shit cunt. So Evan's life is just about as crap as it usually is. Andy tells Evan to cut Kermit some slack sometimes, and then Evan's like, no, you need to come hang out with me when I do my babysitting, because I don't want to be alone with this kid. So Andy ends up coming over to do the babysitting, and they're in the basement, because their parents never taught them to stay out of the basement. So they're in the basement, and Kermit's doing all of his crap, and then he's starting crap for Evan, and Andy's like, no, you gotta cut him some slack, and she's like really sucking up to Kermit. And then she goes, hey Kermit, do you mind helping me with my science homework or whatever, like my math questions? And Kermit goes, of course, Andy, and he starts answering all the questions for Andy, and Evan's like, I kind of wish I didn't ask Andy to be here now.
He cures his dog's hiccups.
That's right, I warned Hadley before this that I read Monster Blood 3 ages ago, so I'm not going to give a good rundown.
Yeah.
But yeah, he cures the dog's fucking hiccups.
What's the dog's name?
I can't remember. Killer?
No, that's that one.
That's the other one. I can't remember.
Dogface.
Dogface. I kind of wish I didn't remember.
You didn't.
I kind of wish you didn't tell me. Dogface. Fucking Killstein. He's finished. The next...
Us killing Stein is an ironic joke. Please do not take it seriously.
Sure. Yes, don't kill Stein. So, the next day at school, Andy's like, that Kermit, he messed me up. He purposely did every question wrong. I'm gonna get this kid. You know what we should do, Evan? We should feed him Monster Blood. And Evan has like war, PTSD, Vietnam flashbacks. He's like, no, not fucking again, Andy. Do you never learn? And then she's like, oh, I'm kidding. And JK, unless. And then they do more dumb Kermit stuff.
Well,
I think
with
they
Conan.
have.
There's a whole bit with Conan.
Yeah, I was about to. That's like the one thing that I remember. Yeah, they go over to Kermit's, And Kermit's like, yeah, he's being nice. And he gives them some, like, orange soft drink. And he's like, you guys drink up. I'm not thirsty. So they go, I love Fanta. And they drink. And they start laughing uncontrollably. And Kermit's gotten them again. And he's like, you guys, I gave you the laughing juice. It's like the fizzy lifting, like Willy Wonka kind of crap.
Yeah.
And then they leave and they get stopped by Conan, and Conan's trying to be all tough, and they just can't stop laughing in Conan's face. Conan's like, you better fucking take him seriously, dudes. And they're like, Conan, please don't hit me, Conan. Oh no. And Conan's like, they get beat up by Conan. And that's kind of when Evan goes, alright, fine, we'll fucking use the moose deuce on him. So more shenanigans happen where they have another can of monster blood that had been sent over by Andy's aunt.
That was like the cliffhanger ending for the second book.
Was it?
Yeah, so there's some continuity there.
Right. Because we always need another Moose Deuce book.
Yeah.
So they have another can. I don't even know if this one's like differently colored or not. It's just another can of monster blood.
It's now canon that the cat witch's magic wasn't what made the monster blood monster blood.
No, it was monster blood.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know anymore. So they're trying to get Conan to eat the monster blood, and then somehow, don't even remember how, Evan ends up being the one who eats the monster blood.
They mix it into a mixture that he's having, and the way that Kermit is distracted is that Evan's taunting him with his chocolate, and as he's eating the chocolate, the mixture explodes, and some of it enters his mouth.
Yes, there we go. Very good, thank you. So then Evan starts growing, and they're in the basement. And Evan starts growing, and they're all a bit concerned, and Kermit's like, what the fuck is monster blood? And then Evan eventually realizes, fuck, I've got to get out of the basement before I'm too big to get out of the basement. And then they're all like, kind of funny that your clothes are growing as well. Thank God you're not naked. And they go, oh, the monster blood must have gotten on the clothes as well. But then why doesn't the can grow? I don't know. So he runs out of the basement, luckily, like right before he was too big to make it through the door. And he runs through the house, and he's running away. And he runs into Conan, and since Evan's tall and Conan now, he teaches Conan a lesson. And then he ends up going to like a basketball game in the park. And since he's so tall, he's good at basketball. And the kids are like, this kid's kind of freaky tall, but he can slam some hoops.
Maybe being big, not so bad.
Yeah, and then Conan comes by with the police. And he's
he comes in with the firefighters.
First. Yeah. He's like, that's them, officer. That's him. He's an alien. He's a monster. We got to get him. And then it turns into like the whole town is chasing this giant Evan.
We come this short of a SWAT team coming in.
Yeah, right. It's a huge deal. Everybody's like, there's a fucking monster child, and we need to deal with it. This is like DEFCON alert. So it's like, shit. And he's running around and he's hiding, and there's this construction yard, and he lies down there, and he's like, luckily, like, because there's all the construction shit, nobody's looking there. And then like Kermit comes by, and Kermit's like, I've got a way to save you. I don't even remember what the fuck happens in the end.
Well, it's the shrinking thing.
The shrinking thing, but I don't know how they get there.
Well, like, because it's set up where it's like, oh, I don't know.
I just remembered.
Yeah.
Looking at you, I remembered.
Okay.
They need to sneak their way into Kermit's backyard, and Kermit needs to find a way to recreate the shrinking formula. But earlier in the book, Kermit had said that he can never recreate his inventions because he doesn't write them down. So it's a whole thing of like Kermit going down into the basement, coming back out, throwing it on Evan and seeing if it works. And it gets like this close before a police officer walks around the back to see Evan, when Kermit comes out and throws the right formula on him, and Evan's back to the normal size. And then it's like, wow, we did set that up earlier in the book, so I cannot get mad at you, Stein. It's better than the monster blood expiring.
Yes, it is.
And that's just kind of like where it ends, almost. It's like, yeah, cool, Evan's back to normal. Everybody's been taught their lesson, and we're done with the monster blood. And then the last chapter starts. Evan wakes up in his bed in the middle of the night. He tries going to the sink to get himself a glass of water, but he's not quite tall enough anymore. And he goes, oh no, the shrinking formula was too strong. We're going to have a problem here. And then Trigger comes by and picks Evan up in his mouth and carries him to his parents' room. And Evan goes, Mum and Dad, we've got a problem here. And that's where that one ends.
And that's definitely going to be picked up in Monster Blood 4.
I would not be surprised if Monster Blood 4 is about a new kid. Probably won't be, but it'll be nice. I'm kind of sick
It'd be
of
nice
Evan.
if something different. Well, it's going to be a while before we get to that one. That's book 29. Monster Blood 4 is book 62.
Is that the very last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. I'm kind of happy that's what we were ending.
Yeah. It's where we got this, like, massive gap. We kind of just hit, the first 3 as quickly as possible.
At that point, we'll be like, cool, more Monster Blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, this book was fine. You can tell by me giving a very bad rundown of the events. Not a lot happens. Not a lot is that important. And none of it was particularly bad. It was just like a book that we read.
Kermit's very annoying.
He's very annoying.
He's like making up stories to get Evan in trouble, and it's like, what do you have to gain from this?
It's like the little sister from Cuckoo Clock.
Yeah.
Like that again, but his name is Kermit.
And he doesn't get any revenge.
No. It's just... He's also like the one who saves the day in the end. It's like, thank God your little cousin is a fucking weirdo, buddy. I really don't have a lot to say about this one. I'm just like, we read it.
It's a lot worse than 1, and it's definitely better than 2.
Yeah.
So this was, the first chapter of this one has the same start as the second book, which is another nightmare about monster blood. And the book tries to trick you into thinking monster blood's back.
Oh my god, it does too, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it was not off to a good start.
No.
I kind of made a joke where it's like how fucking Kermit's like feeding his dog all these chemicals. I was like, Alex Jones would have a field day.
Oh yeah.
So like he has to cover himself in the blue stuff. It's not like he drinks it. He has to cover himself, and it's like, how the fuck did you make that much?
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And apparently, chapter 27 cliffhanger, General Kenobi bottom text. I think he says hello there.
Oh, right. I'm not checking that.
Alright,
that is not worth checking.
Now we'll get to my last note for this book. You're gonna hate me.
Can I have my one note first?
Go ahead.
My one note is that this is a Joker origin story.
For Kermit?
I think for Kermit.
Fair
I don't
enough.
remember what I was saying, but that was the one note that I felt should be read out loud.
So there are 6 chemicals listed in this book. How many of them do you think are actual chemicals?
Actual?
Yeah.
1.
None of them.
Oh, good.
They're all completely made up. I'm going to go through all of them.
Okay.
So 2 types of chemicals I want to call attention to. Salts and plastics. Salt's basically a metal and a non-metal coming together. Electron covalent bond, you know what it be. And a plastic is basically a long carbon chain with hydrogen on the ends of it. So the first one we've got is kind of structured like a salt from the name, aluminium pyrite. Aluminium, we got the metal. Pyrite is a rock. It's just a rock. You just combine aluminium with a rock. You can't do that. Next one I have is sodium chlorobenzoate. This is just gibberish. Sodium is a thing. Chlorobenzoate is nothing. Chlorine and a benzene chain, and maybe some oxygen with the 8 ending. We have Teflon dioxanate. Teflon is already a plastic. You cannot make it a part of a salt compound. Complete gibberish. Magnesium parasulfidine. You don't put para in a chemical name. I don't even know what para is, but I know you don't put it in there. We have magnesium hypocyrate. Not even trying at this point. I'm not even going to argue with that one. Ribotussyl polythorbital. I don't know. And that's all of them. Oh wait, hang on. I've got a bunch more here. Tetrahydropidol. Hydroxylate. Megahydrosyl oxyneuroplat. I searched a bunch of these up. I was like, let's see if they're real. And they took me to links of Monster Blood 3. So there you go. Some research.
You're nitpicking and biased? That all checks out to me.
Anyhow, Monster Blood 3 is done.
Let's talk about the TV adaptation.
Let's get this pretense over with. They did not adapt any of the Monster Blood sequels. You just can't make...
They thought we were going to review a TV episode.
You just can't make Monster Blood on screen. They tried it once and it just didn't work.
You get away with it when it's just a dog. Yeah. Like, you can do it just a dog.
Here's what I would do. I'd skip 2. I just go straight to 3. So take the Monster Blood from the plane, and he just has that now. And that's what he feeds to Kermit. And I would have like a very, very quick shitty blue screen transformation of Evan growing big. And he's just massive for, like, the rest of it.
Just jump straight to him being huge.
And I'd have him, like, on a model town or something, and it just, like, cut to random shots of the actors in an actual set.
Yeah, right.
That's basically how I would do Monster Blood 3.
That'd do it, honestly. Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything, really. I'd make this a one-parter.
There's nothing
for sure.
to change. You do it in the one. Unless you really wanted to stretch out everything before he becomes huge, and then stretch out and invent your own stuff for when he is huge. In which case, no.
Nah, good.
Don't do that.
Anywho.
No, that'll do. That's Monster Blood 3. Done. I'm gonna sort out my microphone, and then we'll be back here for It Came From Beneath the Sink.
Fucking, it came from beneath the sink. I didn't like it. It was pretty bad. It's one of the worst.
I don't even want to talk about it.
You look at the title, you look at the cover, and you get it. This is a fuck it book, if there's ever been one. I'll tell you what the taglines are, because they are... It's warm, it's breathing, and it doesn't do dishes. Their luck's about to go down the drain. This is a classic. I came up with the title first, and I just farted out a plot. I'll get right into it. I don't know, it's awful, right?
Please, take us away.
So, Kat and her brother Daniel move into a new house with their parents and their Cocker Spaniel killer. Yes, I know there's a Cocker Spaniel in every single one of these books, don't you worry. And Kat finds an evil-looking sponge under the sink. It's got red eyes, and she hears it breathing sometimes. And then bad shit starts happening around the house. Like, they'll drop a plate, and they'll cut themselves, or pretty much any crap like that. Daniel has a little friend, Carlo. He's not that important, but he's in it enough that I should mention him. And their dog killer goes missing one day, and Kat blames it on that sponge. And it's always laughing at her, and it's staring at her with its evil red eyes, and no one believes her.
Pulses, you can see it breathing. And,
She shows it to everyone, trying to prove a point, but the sponge just be's a sponge. She's the only one who ever sees it until her brother Daniel does. And then Daniel goes to the library, and he finds a book called the Encyclopedia of the Weird. And
the only good part of the book.
Yeah, it's a little cheeky bit of lore. And he finds an entry called the Grool. And the Grool is this sponge-like creature that sucks off of bad luck. It feeds off of it. It feeds off of evil and all that good shit. It cannot be destroyed by force or by violent means. You cannot pass it on to another person, because as soon as you do, you will die.
In 24 hours.
24 hours.
You will die in a day.
And there's an evil older brother creature called a Lynx, which is a potato with teeth, and it's just like, that's even worse. Yeah. You think the Grool is bad? Wait for a potato. And she's like trying to get her aunt to help her, because the aunt's into like horoscopes and tarot cards and shit. And she's like, man, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's a sponge, sweetheart. Do we need to book you in to see a psychiatrist?
And Carlo's like, oh, Kat, I want the sponge. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Give me the sponge. And Kat's like, yeah, sure, why not? You take it. It's your problem now. Daniel's like, no, Kat, you'll die. And Kat's like,
it's a sponge.
And then she's like, oh, wait, shit, I might actually die. I should go after him and stop him from having sponge. And then she runs into Carlo, and his bike's gone into a tree. He's on the ground. He's all bloody and bruised. And he's like, oh, some bullies beat up on me. It's like, where's the sponge? Where's the Grool? It's on my bike. I left it in the little box at the front. And the Grool is not there. The bullies have taken the Grool. She's gonna die. So she goes back to the bullies, and she's like, you have something of mine. No, we don't.
Yeah.
And they start playing sports or some shit. And then them having the Grool causes them to be bad at sports. So they throw it away, and Kat gets it back. She's fed up. Her birthday was ruined because it started raining. I don't know what that feeling is like. She couldn't go to her favorite theme park. She's done with this thing. She wants her dog back. And then it dawns on her that the way to defeat the Grool is to love it and cherish it. And she starts singing it a lullaby and giving it all these nice little compliments.
Patting it on the head.
Giving it little kisses, and then the Grool shrivels up and dies.
It turns into dust and it fades away. You kill it with kindness, literally.
And Killer comes back, and everyone's happy to see Killer again. And then Daniel finds something else under the sink, and it's a potato with teeth. And that was It Came From Beneath the Sink.
I can't believe you skipped over the little excursion into the sewers.
Did they?
When Carlo stacks it,
they thought it was in the sewers and they went under.
They look and they think, is that Pennywise? The Grool could be down there. And then she goes down the grate to go into the sewers and look for the Grool, and then she sees sewer rats and she runs out and she goes, the Grool wasn't there. And then they go to the bullies. Very important. 2 chapters.
That was It Came From Beneath the Sink. It is so nothing. From its premise, it's corrupted. It's
not even fun to drag out.
No.
Like when we did the plot for Camp Nightmare, I'm sure that whoever will talk about it, me or you, we would have dragged out.
I did. I talked about that.
You would have dragged out how every chapter and every cliffhanger goes when we're explaining the story, because that's part of the enjoyment of the worst book. Is seeing how every little thing goes nowhere. There's nothing here.
Welcome to Camp Nightmare. At least kind of pretends to have a plot.
Yes.
With this one, it's just kind of like they have a sponge, and it starts doing bad shit, and then all of a sudden the main character figures out how to beat it.
Oh yeah, out of nowhere she goes, I should just kiss it, and sing a little lullaby.
Yeah.
And slap it on the ass as it leaves. That's it, man. That's the fucking book, man.
You said you were going to read out your notes.
I am going to read out my notes. As soon as I confirm that my microphone is still doing its thing, hell yeah. So, in the very first chapter when Kat is telling you her name, because she likes calling herself Kat, and this is a direct quote. She goes, my real name is Katrina Merton. I just wanted to point out how fucking annoying this kid is. Just, it's my real name, I don't like it. Just call me Kat.
Are you being transphobic?
That is not transphobic. This is a little kid that goes, my name is Katrina Merton.
Okay. Yeah, my note, my one thing was they described the Grool as moist at one point. I didn't like that.
I'm not a fan of that.
And my final note was, fuck this book.
My last note was I read 10 chapters and then had to stop for a break. Because I just needed to get away from this book.
I read these books at work.
Bad idea. Bad start. And then my last note, which was actually the middle note, is that most of page 26, if you want to open the book and look at it, you can. You don't have to. Oh god, you've already read enough. Most of that page is Stein promising you, begging you to stick around, because it's mostly him going, oh, but little did I know that the Grool was gonna be bad. Oh, it's gonna get really scary in a couple chapters, kids. Oh, please don't put this book down.
As I wrapped an old t-shirt around Carlo's foot because he stepped in a nail, 2 questions ran through my mind. One, the world is happening here. Why did the sponge creature suddenly get so excited? I wouldn't find out the frightening truth about the sponge creature until the next day. When I learned it, I understood why there were so many accidents in our new house. And it made me wish that I had never opened that cabinet, never reached under the sink, and never found the spongy ... thing. Because now it was too late for us all. My partner and I were watching Garth Marenghi's Dark Place before we started filming. That has that exact same style, except it's ironic.
Ugh.
Something was pouring from his mouth. He examined his sleeve. Blood? Blood. Crimson, copper-smelling blood. His blood. 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 And bits of sick.
TV adaptation.
It was fine.
They
adapted the book.
Slightly improved.
Yeah. What was the improvement again?
The ending, pretty much. So they take it to show it to the teacher, And they leave it there in the classroom, and then a janitor picks it up.
Oh, you completely forgot to mention that there was a whole excursion to the teacher as well.
That was in the book, but like it doesn't matter at all.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
Theoretically, a Grool is a mythical creature believed to be a living bad luck charm.
You mean it causes bad luck?
Exactly.
I'm glad they have to explain that to us. I didn't understand what a bad luck charm was.
Yeah.
Does it say how to
Have
kill
you all heard of the lamp?
What's a charm?
It's like a thing that causes other things to happen that are supernatural.
And what's bad luck?
Bad luck is a lack of luck, which is good fortune.
What's that got to do with Grool?
He's the Grool. He grools. I love it when he said it's grueling time and he grooled all over everyone.
A Grool $1 billion premiere.
I'm wanted a Groolian. You'll seen that clip. There's like this clip from Happy Feet 2 of all things going around, and it's fucking Brad Pitt as a little shrimp, and he says,
"There's only one of me in all the world. I am one in a trillion. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy once I...
Okay, this is new.
I forgot what they're trying to do. I wasn't paying attention. They're getting the Grool back, but for what?
Yeah, I didn't hear that. This is all new now, so we probably should be paying attention.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah, guys, fucking...
Well, what do they say?
I don't know, I couldn't fucking pay attention because you guys are talking, and the volume's that low, so, yeah.
Brandon, these jokes are 1 in a trillion. You better be fucking paying attention.
They show it to the teacher, and like the janitor picks it up because they leave it there, and like, oh no, we got to go back to get the Grool, and the Grool somehow knocked the janitor out, and he's been listening to music, and now the music's like playing out of the speaker, so the Grool can hear it, and it's like nice and pleasant music, and so the Grool's dying, and that's how they realize that's how they can beat the Grool, which is slightly better than just thinking it up in their head.
Out.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what a wonderful sponge you are?
Right, Morty, keep going.
So handsome, so terrific.
Of course. Brilliant. Kill it with kindness.
Sucking up to the Grool.
They have to, Brandon. It's the only way.
They have to simp for the Grool.
There's always another way.
Tell the Grool how much you love it. Give it a kiss on the cheek. Tell it everything will be okay.
Sent it $10 on OnlyFans.
And then in the end, she doesn't even destroy it. She's got it in like a little prison cell where it's surrounded by nice things, and then she'll play her nice music on the radio.
What was the music?
I can't remember.
It's the Goosebumps theme.
That's right. It was like an upbeat Goosebumps theme.
Yeah, it might have just been the theme. I don't
No,
remember.
it was like a remix.
Okay. And there was also a scene of them watching TV, and it had Saber from Welcome to Camp Nightmare.
Yeah. So yeah, they did improve it.
Yeah.
The whole second half was different because there was like
Yeah.
the whole sneaking into the school thing
Yeah.
with the janitor. And that's the way you do a bad book like this. You invent your own version of it.
That's something that you'll realize, where I think Monster Blood 3 should have gotten the TV adaptation. But the simple reason that one is about a monstrous slime that makes people grow, and another is about a sponge.
Yeah, a sponge.
One of them is going to be a lot easier to adapt than the other.
Yeah.
And even then, this still feels a bit cheap.
Yeah, you can't really change Monster Blood that much.
I forgot, there is a scene in the book that is kind of relevant to this adaptation. She buries the Grool, and it turns the entire yard dead. All the plants are dead. And the way they show that in the adaptation is they just spray paint some of the plants brown.
Yeah. They just get their brown spray and go...
And the
Dead.
killer's not even a fucking Cocker Spaniel. They just get a German Shepherd.
Ruined the book.
Yeah.
They ruined it.
If you guys need a Cocker Spaniel, you can borrow my dog. He's dying for some work.
1997 is calling.
Yeah.
They need you for the Goosebumps TV show.
Yeah, I don't know, the sponge looked fine.
Yeah.
Really hard to fuck up an evil-looking sponge.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
If only I had a kitchen sponge right now, I could really clean that window.
She closes the cabinet door. Sponge!
Or maybe she's
That's actually gonna happen. That's actually gonna...
No!
They did it, and they improved it. It's still not good, but they improved it. So I'm not going to argue too much. In fact, I would like it if we could not talk about this book anymore.
Anyway, let's give the bin some lunch.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Killer this morning?
I thought he was in your room.
He was with me last night, but he wasn't this morning.
Danny, you seen him?
No.
Nice tie, dickhead. It's called a tie, not a just
No,
hang it from the collar. Man, he was getting ready for work. Give him a break, guys.
No.
He pays his taxes.
He's a grown man. He knows better.
He's a Grool man. Oh, come on, Hank. You could do better than that.
Yeah, what the fuck, Anthony?
I'm too sober for this. Don't even drink. Exactly.
Everybody's going to think that I'm drinking. I'm just normally this stupid.
I have a take.
Yes.
The bottom.
I want to say I slightly prefer it to Camp Nightmare.
I want to hear your arguments on that one.
Because Camp Nightmare's ending completely throws away the rest of the book.
It's something though, right?
I don't know.
There is no book to Camp Nightmare. It's just that ending. What does this have?
But even then, that ending completely neglects the rest of the nothing. Like, it's... At least that book is consistent with its shittiness. At least it's not a shit book that throws away all of its shit.
Okay. But, like, do you like Owl and, like, the atmosphere, at least? Like, the concept of, like, the campers being off one by one, there's kind of a tension to it, and, like, a conspiracy. Why can't I contact my parents?
I've got Friday the 13th at home. I ain't never had an evil sponge before.
Fuck me, alright. Below Werewolf of Fever Swamp, though, right?
No, it's the second last book.
Okay, cool,
No,
cool.
It is not better than any other book.
Alright.
It is just ever so slightly more interesting than Camp Nightmare.
You need to unlock this again. We need to figure out where we're putting Monster Blood 3, because I'm not too sure.
It's better than Monster Blood 2.
Have it away from your face.
It's better than Monster Blood 2. It's better than Curse of Mummy's Tomb. It's better than Ghost Beach. It's better than Piano Lessons. It's better than Say Cheese and Die. Then it's up against Deep Trouble.
I prefer Deep Trouble.
I prefer Deep Trouble.
Yeah,
so
alright.
that's easily where it goes.
Alright, put it in the bin. Put it in the bin.
We didn't bother getting the board.
No, we knew. The bin.
They both belong in the fucking bin.
Hello, Fredo.
So that's it. Next month, we're rewarded. We have our eternal reward. Night of the Living Dummy 2. Our first actual honest-to-God slappy book. I can't fucking wait. I already have dibs on talking about
That's fine. I get to talk about the barking ghost.
Finally! What a
We've
month!
been hyping it for so long.
What a month!
I have no expectations for it whatsoever.
None. I'm sure it'll be bad. But you know what? Actually, no, it'll be interesting because dogs are always used in the ghost books.
Yeah.
So having the dog be the ghost.
Mm.
This actually might be something.
They have no advantage now.
No, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. They're all fucked. See you next month.
Fuck me.